All right, today is Tuesday, September 22nd, 2020. So I'm hopping back into marathon training. This past week it's been pretty rough for SoCal because there's been a lot of wildfires and the air quality has been horrible. It's been above like 150, so I didn't really run the whole past week. And so when was it, on Sunday I did go for a 20-mile run just to get the legs moving, and by then the air quality did go down to like 50. So yeah, so I had a whole week off of marathon training, of running, and I'm hopping back into it. Yesterday I went to go run 6 miles, which on the training plan it told me to do 5, but since I didn't really run the whole last week, I wanted to jump in hard. Not that hard, but I wanted to jump back in. So I did 6 miles. The first 3 miles were pretty rough. I was my heart rate was just blasting up. I was trying to get used to it again, and eventually the last 3 miles it was easy. I was just cruising and I felt great. I think I completed in about 9:50 minute per mile pace. So yeah, today is a 7-mile run. I was gonna do another 6, but I'm gonna push it to 7 miles today. Let's see, what I'm thinking of is probably doing a bit of hills. I'm all throughout my marathon training I kind of concentrate on flat. I did have a few, probably like 2 workouts that included hills, but that's been about it. Out of 4 times 8, like out of 32 workouts, I've probably only done 2 workouts that actually include up hills. So today I'm probably gonna do that. I'm gonna head down the creek that I usually do, and then I'm gonna head up to a mountain. I guess not a mountain, but like a hilly portion of the city, and I'll probably just do some hills there, and I'll come back. And we're gonna keep it at around, I think, a 10-15 minute per mile pace. If I go down to like 10:30, 10:45, I'm not really gonna be worrying that much, because yesterday was pretty fast. I was going above my marathon pace, and it was supposed to be just a slow, easy, like zone 2 training. But yeah, I kicked up the gears. I said, you know what the heck, I'm feeling good, I'm gonna go a little faster. So today is gonna be a little slower. I'm gonna try to aim for a little slower, and we're gonna incorporate some more hills. So that's the goal, and I'm gonna try to do that even though my marathon training plan doesn't say much about hills. But I do have a route in mind that I want to take for the actual marathon, and I go down, it's that bike path that I always go down, and there are quite a, I guess, like hills, and I have ran there. I ran there once for a 10-mile long run, and to be honest, it was pretty bad. The hills were wrecking me. So if I'm gonna do that for the marathon, I'm gonna have to keep on training for hills and getting used to that. So that's what I'm gonna be doing for this next half. We are halfway through this marathon training plan, and now the goal is to finish stronger than ever, and I'm gonna incorporate more hills. And yeah, man, let's just get started with the 7-mile run. I'm currently 3 miles in right now to the 7-mile run. First 3 miles, pretty good. Not compared to yesterday. Yesterday, my heart rate was pretty high. I had a lot of trouble controlling my heart rate. That's due to the fact, you know, I didn't run for a week, and not running for a week changes your cardio dramatically. And okay. Anyways, so I'm 3 miles in. Right now I came to another park. 2 parks pretty close to each other. And this is actually where I did an uphill workout, if you've seen that video. And I don't know what the elevation gain is. It's nothing crazy, but it's just all steep for about, I would say, at least maybe 3/4 of a mile, which is going straight up. So I'll probably do that. Let's see. I'm thinking about doing it twice, like going all the way up, coming down, and then going back up. But I think if I do that, it's going to be over 7 miles in total, because I do have another 3 miles to go back. So we'll see. If not, I'll just do one climb going up and one, and then just come back down. And yeah, I feel pretty good. For sure my cardio has been changing throughout these past 7-8 weeks of marathon training. I just need to focus on recovery a lot and stretching and mobility, because my calves always get tight. I need to improve the way I run a lot, because I tend to heel strike, which is pretty much like when you're stepping with your heel first and then pushing off with your toes. And you know, at these first 3 miles, I kind of focused on landing, you know, like right in the middle of my foot and pushing off with kind of the whole foot instead of just the toes, which helps a lot, because when you're running, you know, when you're heel striking a lot, especially if you're doing a marathon or half marathon or anything that's like 2-3 hours plus of running, you know, if you keep on heel striking, your heels are gonna hurt a lot, and it leads to a lot of injury, which I've noticed after yesterday's 6-mile run. Today, these first 3 miles were pretty rough, and I felt my heels kind of aching a bit. So I made sure to focus on landing, you know, right on the middle of my sole and pushing out with the entirety of my foot, instead of landing on my heel and pushing out with my toes. So that's one thing I do need to improve on. And again, I need to improve on a lot of stretching and mobility, because I don't want to get injured, and I just want to be efficient at running. So that's enough talking. I've rested a lot, and now with this hill part, and then back home for the entire workout for today. So let's get it. I just finished my 7-mile run. It was pretty good. A bit of aching in my calves. I finished it in around, I think, a 10-20 minute per mile pace, which was pretty smooth. The uphill that I ended up doing was about half a mile, which was perfect because I ran 3 miles to get there. It was a half a mile going up, then half a mile back, which was perfect because I ended up running 3 miles back, which made it exactly 7 miles. Yeah, that's about it. I just gotta make sure to stretch out because my calves, they were pretty aching the last maybe 2 miles, mile and a half, and yeah, I think that's about it for today. Shout out to my boy Abner. You know, you saw me. If you're watching this, bro, I appreciate you. Yeah, that's about it. So we got, let's see, 2 more workouts in for this week, and we got 2 bike rides because it's 6 days a week that we're working out and 1 day rest. So yep, let's get it. See ya.